Hello and welcome back to another build video. So today we have a hunter build. Since I've done Titan and Warlock already, I figured why not finish the trifecta and go with a hunter build. So this build I've been running for probably a long time. I don't remember exactly, but this build, it's got a little bit of everything, honestly. We've got, big super damage. As you can see, I'm wearing Star Eater scales. And then we've also got some ad clear, going with a grenade launcher, and borrowed time with Overflow and Frenzy. We got the Gummy Worm for some boss damage. But we'll start off where we've been kind of starting in these videos with our super. So the super we're running is Blade Barrage. I really like it, and it does huge, massive damage. So we also have Acrobat's Dodge solely for Radiant, because Radiant will make our weapons stronger. Jump is up to you, as it has been. They're pretty much all preference, they get the job done either way. We have Knife Trick, because I like the fan of knives, and they scorch, so get a little damage over time on the enemy. Thermite Grenade, I'm pretty sure this is the highest damage grenade in the game for Solar. So I kind of run this one, plus I apparently have not unlocked the other ones yet, but yeah, Thermite Grenade I would be using anyways because it's my personal favorite and I have the most use with it since I am a Titan main. We have Knock 'em Down. Your solar supers are enhanced, so our Blade Barrage, we will throw more knives when we when we do our super. And then we have Gunpowder Gamble, defeating targets with abilities, solar debuffs, or solar weapons will charge up an improvised solar explosion. This explosion does like 35,000 damage, which is very powerful for a grenade. So it's good to have around, plus that just gives you 2 grenades anyways. Now looking at our fragments, we have Ember of Solace. Radiant and Restoration have increased duration, so we can increase the time that our weapons have increased damage. Ember of Ashes, apply more Scorch. Scorch goes with Gunpowder Gamble. Getting the kills with solar abilities and such will proc it faster. I want to say it's 5 kills you have to get for this. And then Ember of Torches, powered melee attacks make you and nearby allies radiant. Knife Trick, it's a fan of knives, so you can hit a bunch of people at once. So this will, make you and your friends have an increased damage, plus this for longer damage, and then if you really need to, you can hit this to make you and your friends radiant. So that's kind of like the subclass side of things. Now we'll look at our exotic. Star Eater Scales. If you don't know what this does, basically you pick up Orbs of Light while you're going around doing your usual thing. As you're picking them up, the orbs are like infused with your super, quote unquote, and it just boosts, it gives you a huge amount of super damage, and it heals you when you cast. And apparently at maximum overcharge you also gain an overshield, so that's really cool. I didn't know that. But these solely, I grabbed them because 1, they look cool, and 2, they give you a huge boost of damage to your super, which is Blade Barrage with the extra knives. So after that, onto what was working with our subclass here. Borrowed Time is our main weapon. Overflow, just so when you pick up ammo bricks, you will go from, I want to say it's 25 to 50 in your magazine, which is huge. Absolutely massive. And then Frenzy, increase damage, handling, and reload speed until you are out of combat, which I want to say is 5 seconds out of combat when the buff goes away. So you have like a few seconds to like transfer from one combat to another. And then we also have Pardon Our Dust. This is here. I'm not a huge fan of this grenade launcher because it has no blast radius, but it gets the job done. I have blinding nades, so I can make the enemies all kind of like slow them down a little bit. They won't shoot at me. And then Ambitious Assassin, when I get a kill, I have 2 in a magazine instead of 1. Double grenade, double blinding. And then we have Rampage for increased damage, assuming that I am killing things. Hit 1, get a kill, load 2, 2 more, load 2, 2 more, so on and so forth. 69 kills, so, basically vaulting this. And then we have Parasite. So Parasite, if you haven't messed around with this gun, please give it a try. you wouldn't think much of it, but it's a very powerful weapon. So every time you get a kill with any gun in your arsenal, super anything, you get a stack of worm byproduct, I think it is. Or maybe it's worm's hunger. You get a stack of, and it stacks 20 times. Each time you do it, it exponentially scales your damage. And this weapon does unfathomably high amounts of damage. Like, it's easily equaling supers in damage. So this is just like pocket super, basically. So basically, the way you want to run this build is you get full stacks of Star Eaters, which is either 4 or 8. I don't remember if they've changed it recently or not. And you grab all your orbs, you shove them in your pockets, and then when you pop your Blade Barrage, you make sure you just have like backward momentum, because you'll throw the knives directly in a line, versus if you don't, you'll throw them in like a cone. So jump backwards, you throw them directly in a line in front of you, they all hit the boss, does huge damage. Cycle Borrowed Time for Gunpowder Gamble, that gets you a huge another 30,000 damage. And then Pardon Our Dust is just so you can blind some enemies if they're like starting to bother you or whatnot. And then the Gummy Worm Launcher itself, you fire it out, that's like another 200k or something. It's huge amounts of damage. If you have not tried this, please try it. It came out with Witch Queen, I'm pretty sure. Super fun weapon. Even if you get 3 people running this thing in like a strike or something, no boss will survive it unless they have immune phases. But now we'll look at the mods, since we've talked about the build otherwise. Elemental Charge. This has been on the previous couple builds because I just really like this. Picking up Wells gives you Charge with Light, and you gain 2 stacks. Harmonic Siphon, this is to make Orbs of Power. Because making orbs, Star Eaters, you kind of gotta make them. So, I'm now realizing my mods are gone. Well, we will do this. These, you can kind of switch out whatever things you want here, because the main thing, your mods don't matter as much in this build as they do in, like, some of the other ones I've made. But, I just threw this on. Class ability when you get your grenade, and then class ability when you use your melee. Get your class ability, give you Radiant. Radiant gives you more damage, so that should be alright, shouldn't be too bad. And then we have Elemental Ordnance. Getting kills with your grenade will give you Elemental Wells that match your subclass type, which will give you class, or all ability energies. So you can kind of like loop your abilities basically with this. But also this does count for Gunpowder Gamble. So either your Thermite or your Gunpowder will proc Elemental Ordnance and drop your Wells. And then these are just so you don't get punched, because getting punched kind of whack. But yeah. And then the last one we have is Utility Kickstart, which I'm going to throw a second one of those on here. Whenever your class ability is fully charged and expended, you gain class ability energy. So using your class ability gives you class ability energy. Cycled with the other ones that give you class ability as well. You can see where this is kind of going. But, and then your stats, they don't matter too much. I'm now realizing I have 120 recovery. I think I was running a different build. But, I keep this 100 and then either put the points into mobility, or with this build, probably put them into discipline, just so you can have more grenades. But, yeah, this build gives you good ad clear between these two, and good boss damage between these. This build's probably my favorite hunter build I've tried to date. It's really good at pretty much anything it does. Whether it's ad clear or boss damage, it will suit what you need it to. And then if you want to copy the look, there it is. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider subscribing and leave a comment to let me know down below what you would like to see next build-wise. But yeah, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.